Hey everyone, Bret here, and sometimes I wear a beret, and we're trying something a little bit different today because it's a time of celebration. My channel's almost reached 69,000 subscribers, which will be the nicest of milestones, and it's officially summer. Well, okay, it's been summer for a little bit of time, but for toy companies, it's officially summer, because now that August is here, all the new summer releases have come. And I think I was looking the other direction when suddenly, boom, I look back and whoa, everything is hitting the shelves now. It's kind of overwhelming, to be completely honest. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I put up a little YouTube survey on my community section and I said summer 2021 blasters have dropped and everyone's talking about them. Honestly, it's hard to keep up. I'm behind on other blasters, but do you think any of these are worth me talking about? And the clear winner of that was the Dart Zone Max Striker and the Tomahawk, with the Buzzbee Tetra Shot and the Thunder Shot at the very end. But of course, I left a category for other because this is not all the blaster options, and people were letting me know in the comments as well what they had preferences towards. When it comes to reviewing blasters, I find that I do like to talk about a lot of blasters, but my channel is very diverse in that sometimes it's blaster reviews and sometimes it's something completely different. Going out and buying every single blaster is a pipe dream that will no longer make sense. I'm going to show you why in just a second. This is not meant to be, calling people out for saying, hey, how dare you tell me to go out and look at that blaster? Do you know how much this would impact me? No, not that at all. I just wanted to give you some insight if you haven't done the math just of recent times, or what it feels like for a small creator like myself who has the option to make blaster reviews all the time if they so choose. I will initially then shout out people like Brad from American Foam, Dr. Flux, and then of course some larger creators like Wacom, Track, and Coop who do reviews like this, but specifically American Foam and Dr. Flux have been hitting it out of the park with all these, which makes me feel like I don't need to do any major reviews on these blasters. I would like to go into some of the numbers initially. I was also going to get myself a little bit of wine, but this matches my beautiful green Hawaiian shirt. Green sludge o'clock. Cursed. So I tried to put a small list together of what I think are all the new summer releases. I'm going to exclude Hyper because it's been around for about 2 months now. I think you can regularly find Hyper online, in stores, so we're not going to include that one. I'm probably going to miss a few others. I'm not going to include community blasters and homemade stuff like that on this list. I'm mostly just looking for retail blasters. First off, Elite 2.0. We've got the Flip 8, the Flip 16, and the Flip 32. Alright, admittedly the Flip 32, I don't know if you can find it yet, but there's a lot of 3s on this list, because next up is the Nerf Dragon Power line, the Fire Shot, the Skyblaze Bow, the Ember Strike. And then we've got Roblox. Okay, more than 3 on this one, but the initial offering on Amazon was 3. You've got the 3 Micro Shots, and then the other ones, whatever. I think there's 7 Roblox blasters so far. Cool. Then we've got Rival, the last holdout for Rival, the Helix from the Curve Shots line. That's available now. I think you can regularly find that one. Then you've got Ultra, the Ultra Select. You do know I did pick up an Ultra Select, so there's that. That's where I decided to compromise on my finances. The Ultra Focus, though, is another recent addition that kind of came out of nowhere. That's an online exclusive, I think, on Amazon. It's an amp with a stock and a 10-round magazine that only comes with pinpoint darts. From Fortnite, we've got the Burst AR. There might be some more coming, but this I think is the one that's available right now. And then Dart Zone, you've got the Matrix Fire, the Monolith, and the Conquest Pro. Those have been around for a little bit longer, and I actually do have those already. But then of course you've got the Max Striker and the Tomahawk. From Buzzbee, the Thunder Shot and the Tetra Shot, of course, but also the Trigger Fire and the Equalizer Pack are some other new releases I've seen of recent times. I'm not going to include these financially, but it's worth mentioning. The Worker Swift is a new worker blaster. Don't know exactly how long that's been out, but I think you can get those now. That would be a pretty penny if you included that here. D-Dart's also got some new releases starting to show up. Their Pro Tempest, I think, is already out. I'm not sure about the other ones yet. Ryan's World Blasters. Nah, we're not including that, definitely not. So, yeah, again, sorry, might have missed some stuff there, but just including what I said, those are, what, 26 blasters? Great. How much does that cost altogether? $750 before tax. Great. Now, for some people, you're probably like, oh, I just spent that much on a commission. That's great. Or maybe you are, heavily invested in community blasters, 3D printing, like the Lynx or other stuff, that's hot right now. And that's like 2 to 3 of those nice blasters. Again, totally understandable. No matter how you slice it, that's a lot to commit to if you want to get all the new blasters. And I think everyone who enters this hobby space at some point is like, oh, I would love to collect all the blasters possible. It's become no longer a dream for any reasonable person. There are some people who have the resources and have the time and have this as more of a full-time profession that might be able to do that. But for the average consumer, it does not make sense to go out and get all of these blasters just to get them. And for me, I find myself in a weird position where it's like, I do want to see all these blasters. I've had half of them like in a cart online or just browsed them in the store and been like, yeah, it's only 30 bucks, right? It's not that big a deal, but then it's like, you start adding up and suddenly you've spent a couple $100 and you don't know where to put them. My small space here is already close to bursting with all the blasters I have, but all the new releases are always so enticing, and I know I'm not the only one with this problem, especially when we get wrapped up in all our new releases, even though it would make more sense financially to wait a little bit in time. But we don't want to wait. Hey, you know what else is coming soon? A lot of blasters I didn't mention because I'm not fully aware of them. More Fortnite stuff. Mega XL from Nerf, that's actually something I might want to pay attention to and save my money for. Boomdozer, Double Crusher, Big Rig, Dart Zone Pro Mark III, that's something we might want to save some money for. Admittedly, I might be getting some other Dart Zone blasters for free because they have kindly reached out to me, so I am very thankful for that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop spending money on other blasters that I am myself curious about. It's quite overwhelming. This is not the first time where you have a huge influx of new blasters, and when everyone's only talking about the new stuff, it can be hard not to get a little bit of FOMO. Shoot, I guess I need to go and get this blaster because I'm not going to be in it if I don't have one. Do your own research, absolutely. Reviews are free. People make reviews so you can watch them and get an impression first. That way you don't have to spend your money. I do find it useful to watch multiple reviews so I can get different angles on different things and then go and make that decision. You don't need the newest stuff to be relevant. It's fine if you want to wait, look for it in a thrift store, or never get it. Who cares? You don't have to get all the new stuff. Don't let other people bully you into buying stuff just because they say it's good. You can avoid good blasters. The average consumer doesn't need over 100 blasters in their collection. Only the crazy people like us will do that. So it's a bit of a drug. Be careful. Be careful out there. All that being said, it's never been a better time to be in the hobby because there are so many new and compelling options, and they might be worth your money. But spend it on what you want to spend it on. Don't let other people force you to get something you don't want to get. And that's what I'm going to tell myself as well. So if I only go and pursue blasters, how am I going to make WikiHow videos? It's been a year. Anyhow, let me know what you think. If you do think any of these blasters are really worth my investment, you want me to talk about them, I'd love to hear from you. Again, don't force me because I may not get to it. Sometimes things go on sale and then they really become compelling to buy. And if I spend all my money on new blasters, how will I have money left over for Nerf Strike on Roblox? See, that's a conflict of interest that I just can't afford. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Subscribe for next time when I complain about all the fall 2021 blaster releases being too expensive, and I'll see you next time.